Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm just here for the job interview.
For Citrus Connect.
Yeah, that's right,
Like
yeah.
sales
That's right.
position. So get comfortable.
Okay.
If you had to sell yourself in one sentence, how would you?
Well, I'm very driven and I always work hard. I mean, whatever is required of me.
Okay. Why are you interested in the company and the position we're offering?
Well, Citrus Connect, strong reputation. I mean, they've got a lot of good reviews from previous employees, making the position very attractive. I mean, the job advert stood out to me as, the independence mixed with team roles would provide a diverse working environment, something that really does appeal to me very well. And I've also been interested in sales for, pretty much as long as I can remember. Through past sales experience, I believe that I'd be a strong asset for the company and could further my sales knowledge and experience here.
Okay, nice. What, in your opinion, makes a good salesperson?
Well, a good salesperson will obviously have a set of objectives, and achieving these objectives will reflect a successful salesperson. However, a salesperson that could stand out from the rest is to create the relationships with their customers and leading to strong communication, build strong potential for the business, and I believe that that's something that I'm very strong at.
Okay. How can you improve our sales in the first month?
Well, I've got a strong track record in my previous position, and I possess a wide range of skills in a number of different sales techniques, and such as with the growth of e-commerce. I believe that my experience in this will be able to improve company sales almost immediately.
In your last position, how well do you believe that you developed your relations with customers?
Well, as previously stated, I performed very well in my previous position, and I believe that the development of relationships is very important, and I believe that through my past sales experience I have a number of strong contacts and will form an integral part of sales. And in order to improve efficiency in sales, this strong relationships that you create with customers just leads to a strong communication between the two.
Okay. Are you skilled in computers and IT? Are you able to create pipelines from databases?
Yes, I have an A level in ICT, and I put these skills that I've obtained to good use. And relating back to the job advertisement, to create pipelines through a database. The use of pipelines is a really good visual representation of sales and allows a company to see if the salesperson, such as myself, is matching up to the company quota. Overall, ICT aspects in sales is increasingly and incredibly important, and I'm very confident with a number of systems and applications, and I think I'd suit the company very well.
Okay. So, what is your approach to handling customer objectives?
Well, in terms of the term "the customer is always right," I believe this, but however, I believe that, in my opinion, customers may not always know what they want, and I believe that through experience of working directly with customers, we can between us develop a very strong set of objectives and a plan on how to achieve these best.
So, what's something that you have taught yourself lately?
Well, I'm always hungry for new skills, and I like to learn new things. Through sales, I believe that every day is a learning process, and I've recently been improving my knowledge of social media advertising, And as this platform requires constant updating to keep you in the best position, a lot of different companies obviously use it, and I believe that it's important to stay up to date with all forms of technology. I mean, continuously being updated. Therefore, so should we.
So, when you're making a sales, when do you stop pursuing a client?
Well, obviously that would depend on the company process and the procedures that we go through. But I mean, generally, contacting a customer will have to reflect a non-aggressive approach in order not to scare off potential clients and not to upset current customers. So it's important in a lot of scenarios to maintain professionalism as when you're speaking to customers or clients, you're representing the company that you're working for, so you need to maintain the same set of values.
So, how would you describe your organisational abilities then?
Oh, well, I've always been very organised in both my work and home life. I mean, by creating a diary of like day-to-day calls or processes that I've done, it allows me to prioritise the first order of business for the next day. So it just brings that added, like I've said before, the added professionalism that I believe would relate very well to this company. I mean, relating back to the job advertisement, like following up calls, that also maintains professionalism, and through like a standardised list of like a way of going about contacting customers can obviously create that common standard for all customers.
Okay. Do you have any experience working in teams?
Well, obviously, back in my school days and everything, I was part of a number of sports teams, captaining on a number of different occasions. I mean, as well as being self-driven and motivated, I mean, I pride myself on being able to work well in teams, as well as I had to do almost daily in my previous position. A lot of work experience that I've previously had involved, high pressure situations. Like I worked at a magazine in London, and daily they were a team would create individual pages with a high pressure deadline, and I believe this has helped me in my sales.
So, what would you say is your greatest strength?
I would probably say that my greatest strength is my ability to interact with customers and build strong relationships. I mean, I have a good understanding of Citrus Connect, and I believe that through further time here, I would be able to reflect the company values very well to the customers.
So, that's your greatest strength, but what do you think is your greatest weakness then?
If I had to say, I believe that my greatest weakness is sometimes overthinking tasks. Like sometimes I would have a tendency to throw myself in, like right in at the deep end, and occasionally I'd make the tasks much harder than they would need to be. However, I believe that this is something that I'm getting a lot better at, and through further planning and organisation, this has improved with the more experience that I've had in different positions.
What first attracted you to this specific field?
Well, through the last few years, I have worked directly in sales and sales operations and things like that, and I think it's just over 3 years I've been involved now, and I believe that this has aided. My degree has also aided me in this, as it's business and marketing is very relatable to sales and sales operations. And Citrus Connect, I mean, is an ambitious company, and I believe that my ambition would fit the company very well, and again, just satisfying my attraction to sales.
Okay. What makes you interested in this position over other sales positions?
Well, like I said, I mean, it's an ambitious company. It's got a lot of good reviews. Job advert stood out to me straight away, and the working environment would allow me to thrive and develop my sales experience as well as, you know, applying my current skills to the company.
And finally, do you have any more questions about the job?
Well, just the one. I mean, how would you describe, you know, the working environment? I mean, I know from the job advert it's quite, you know, diverse day to day, but how would you describe it?
I'd say the environment's a fairly professional one,
Yeah.
but as long as you're hardworking and have the right attitude, anyone could really fit in, and everyone would benefit from working together
Yeah.
in the environment.
Okay.
You can relax. Interview's over.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. We'll be in contact shortly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Cheers.